All right. Welcome back to season 4 of the Dragoon's Lair podcast, everyone. I am so happy that we are back. 80 plus episodes going strong, and we have no intention of stopping at the Dragoon's Lair podcast. So we want to thank each and every one of you for rejoining us in the lair. And I am the Blue Dragoon himself, Daniel the Dragon, and with me once again, the incomparable family man himself, James Haynes.
I don't know, but every time I keep coming out of this sphere now, I just keep doing this.
Well, be careful. We don't want to get sued by the Four Horsemen.
Oh, who cares?
You know, I don't know if Flair would do it, but might be Arn Anderson.
What?
No, all right. Now, welcome welcome back, everybody. It was a long and arduous time off. We did get a special episode in, and we hope everyone enjoyed that. Yeah. So we will not be covering Superman or the Fantastic Four because we did that one already. So if you want, you can go back into the playlist and check out our special episode for the summer. And
we also covered SummerSlam, everybody. Spoiler alert.
Yeah, well, not really much of a spoiler there.
No.
But we did decide that we were making a change. We're only going to be covering the 4 main pay-per-views for WWE. And we don't even know if we'll be doing that because that's all going to be Paramount.
No, ESPN.
I know. There is a reason why I said Paramount. It will be because it will be Paramount 2 if either one of us can actually afford ESPN's new platform.
Well, listen, we're not charging you $100,000 for VIP tickets or VIP passes to the Dragoon's Lair, are we, Dan?
No, it's free. Although we do have a coffee link where you can buy us a cup of coffee. That's on the Facebook page, and it would help us out if you guys do make a donation. That is all free for you to choose. We do not choose to push anything on you guys, but maybe we'll have some merchandise down the line. You know, maybe you can support us that way. In the meantime, though, you know, Anime NYC did take place. I only got to go to one day. We didn't get our press passes. I was able to get to go for one day.
Okay.
Unfortunately, you know, as the guy who is legally disabled, I had a little problem with my body and didn't want to cooperate. And so I was only able to go on the Saturday. I wanted to go back on the Sunday. I thought I left early enough that I would give myself a chance to recover, and I couldn't walk the next day. 12,400 and something steps after that. I couldn't walk. So,
damn.
Yeah, that was way too much walking than I'm used to. So hopefully we'll be able to actually go back and be a part of press and everything for next year, because we are planning on upping our anime content for the show. So it was unfortunate, but I did have a good time for what I was there for. I do have something scheduled that will be interesting. That'll be coming up probably closer to the beginning of October. So we'll discuss that more as time comes up. But because I was at Anime NYC, I got to see a lot of people, great costumes. And one of the things that I loved was the fact that Kaiju number 8 was definitely being represented, and the people were really coming out with their cosplays. The costumes looked great, but being able to make the props for like the weapons, people really did put some great talent into that and building them. And it made me wish I had a 3D printer so I could make a costume, because if I had a 3D printer, I would attempt to cosplay.
If you have or know anybody with a 3D printer, please email us at
dragoonslairpodcast@gmail.com. That's all one word. Dragoon is spelled with 2 O's. That's dragoonslairpodcast@gmail.com. Now, back to everything, though. No, Kaiju number 8 came back with a fury, but the anime I want to recommend is the return, because now the episodes are fully dubbed, of Go-Go Loser Ranger Season 2 on Disney Plus and Hulu.
That still sounds.
Yep.
Go. Why?
Because
I know.
the Rangers are evil in this one, and you're following one of the henchmen, D, who basically is trying to get rid of the Ranger Force, which I have to say, great concept. I've noticed there's been more Sentai stuff being merged into anime. There's tons of Godzilla stuff, you know, with the kaijus. So
Listen, Godzilla is ending up between Marvel, DC, anime, you name it. He's now going to destroy the Marvel universe.
And there is an actual series of Magic the Gathering cards that have Godzilla on them.
Yes.
So Magic the Gathering's really spread out there. So
And even Marvel.
Yep. So we've got a lot of stuff that's been great, but Go Loser Ranger, I was able to check some of that out because while I've been on our break, I'm playing catch up with a bunch of things, but I'm obsessed with My Dress Up Darling. The new season has been great, and I have to recommend that as well because as it's progressing, it's like if you're not into cosplay or you want to learn more about it, the first season really gets your feet wet a little bit, but they mention about like higher end cameras, and then they get a high end camera and they start teaching a little bit of like some tricks with the camera on like the angles and positioning for shots. So it's definitely something I would recommend for anybody out there who's interested in cosplay. And it's also a cute little romance along with it. But yeah, there's so much going on. But I do have to make one more thing when it comes to anime before we go over to Jimmy's Vault.
Oh, no.
Well,
my vault is actually going to cover. I'll put that on the side in a minute.
But we do have one more thing. Crunchyroll did make the announcement that if you have a Crunchyroll account and it's the Mega or the overdone one, I forget what it's called. There's like two different versions of for the membership, but if you have that, you can get early access to the early screenings for Demon Slayer Infinity Castle movie #1.
Yeah, I hear a lot of Demon Slayers is now going to the movie theaters more.
Oh yeah, no, they made sure this one was officially. Each one of the Infinity Castle arc is being done as a movie, and they're going to the theaters, which I highly am happy about. And I'm also I'm hopeful that it's going to be in enough theaters that it's not like what happened to me for the Overlord movie, where it was nowhere in the area for me to be able to check it out. So I did have to wait until it became available on Crunchyroll, because unfortunately no one advertises for certain things. But it seems like anime's been taking a step forward to get a little bit more. So, but I want to just let everyone know that we are only doing 2 shows for this episode. Mm-hmm. We are not really going to be talking about any movies per se, because we're coming back and we have a lot to talk about with the shows. So Jimmy, what do you got for us?
Well, under the anime umbrella, Ella. No, don't do that because it will rain. The Togen, I'm going to apologize if I say it wrong. Tojin Aki, I've been keeping up on, besides my Sakamoto, which is getting to be really, really good. But also I got to catch, because I'm watching TV and I hear the #1 movie last week was not Superman, Fantastic Four, The Naked Gun, or any of them. It was an anime.
Yep.
K-pop Demon Hunters.
Yes.
But basically this was the sing-along that's in the theaters, which went #1. So I got to watch the K-pop Demon Hunt. Oh my God.
Yeah.
I highly recommend that to anybody. It is really, really good plot line and everything. Ken Jeong is funny in this.
I am a little behind.
Charlie.
I am a little behind on some things, so I do need to sit down and watch K-pop Demon Hunters. There was a lot of cosplayers there on Saturday at Anime NYC, dressed up as the characters from K-pop Demon Hunters. So that one's another one that's been huge.
Also, Tress, Trese. It's about demons that it starts off that they haunt the train, and that's stopped, and the next thing you know, it goes to all-out war because the demon cop that's going investigating this. What is somebody they're going after? Because she was hidden for years until her father let her go. And through this, you'll see, like, oh, it's not, no, you can't do this, you can't break the rule, no, you can't do this. And one guy goes, wait a minute, what are you doing with him? I thought I'd go to the right side. Enjoy it. It's about 6 to 10 episodes, I believe it was. But very good. But like I said, those are the two I'll recommend. And let's just go right into our shows.
Yep. So now we want to be really clear. We chose to do 2 shows because we wanted to simplify things for our first episode back, because there's been a lot of stuff going on. Mm-hmm. You know, when it came to movie news, there's been constant dropping of leaks and spoilers and like little like rumors going around for what's going on with Marvel.
How'd you guess I was going to just go Marvel?
Yep. And I don't care. I don't want to know, because currently there's so much going on. There's rumors of the infighting going on between Robert Downey Jr. and Ryan Reynolds. These are all rumors. I don't know what's going on. I don't care. I want Marvel to just put out some good products. And frankly, if you're not putting out a good movie, that's not my problem. But basically what we have is we've had so much rumors, news. It's so hard for us to play catch up with all of it. And basically, we're more of a review show than anything. So giving some of the news it's not terrible, but it's also can be a little overdone at times. Mm-hmm. So what I've decided was, we were like, let's do 2 shows, and one of them just happened to end. It's full run for its 2nd season. So we're going into the world of Twisted Metal.
Yes.
Now, Season 2 of Twisted Metal came out. Now, I found some of the casting choices to be quite funny, especially because, notice how I brought up Marvel before going into this? You have at least 3 actors that are affiliated with Disney in this one season, because they changed over the character of Raven from season 1.
Bye, Nev.
Well, they said there's several of them who are Raven.
Yes.
Which, did you happen to notice who they cast? She was from She-Hulk.
That what? I knew she looked familiar.
Yes. Say it. Say it.
Go right ahead.
No, come on. Her and Wong together.
Oh gosh.
Even I'm blanking on her name, but it like
not Tatiana.
Madison.
Oh, Madison.
The character of Madison.
Yes.
In She-Hulk. Okay. So we have her, but then you also have Anthony Mackie, of course, Captain America.
Yep.
But then now Quiet, the character of Quiet. She's in Encanto. Stephanie, I don't want to brutalize the last name, but she is from Encanto. You figure
we don't talk about Bruno.
Not only that, but she's also in, what is it? Oh God, I hate when I blank on stuff. Brooklyn Nine-Nine was where most people will know her from.
Yes.
But she's done so many other things, and she's actually really amazing in this one. It's like the dynamic between her and Anthony Mackie, it works really well. But the thing about it is,
don't call him Quam.
No, but the thing is now, Jimmy, how much of the Twisted Metal games did you play?
I played Twisted Metal 2, or I played a few.
Honestly say I played a couple of them, but it was early on. There really was no story. It was just mayhem and cars
beating the shit out of each other.
Yeah,
in the game.
It was a demolition derby with missiles and guns strapped to cars.
And getting your anger issues out.
Yeah.
As we did play one game, and somebody's wife came home like, "What the frig are you guys doing?" We're getting our anger out. Go. We'll be back later. Come back later.
Okay, because somebody's
that wall game at Nuzzy's house.
Oh yeah, no.
Yeah. Then we let somebody else get
state of emergency.
Yes.
Yes. But with Twisted Metal though, we went and I played the original, and I haven't really played any since maybe the second one. So there really wasn't much of a story. So they could pretty much go in a lot of different directions, because I don't know much of the story. I had to look it up. I watched a bunch of like YouTube videos to see like what people's wishes were and like the backstories. I was reading like on their wiki page and stuff about like who the different characters were. Everyone knows Sweet Tooth.
Of course.
And
everybody knows who's playing who.
They know who's voicing. They don't realize who actually is the physical embodiment of Sweet Tooth.
No, they have his full natural U.S.
His government name.
Government name.
Yeah. But it is the wrestler Samoa Joe.
Yes.
There was a moment while during one of the fight scenes, I just kind of wanted him to no sell and just walk away.
Yes.
But no, like they've done such a great job with the show that it's fun. The 12 episodes that dropped, they released them in a weird order where it was like 3 released, then it was like two, and then another 2, and then by the end, and they got to 10, 11, and 12, which dropped recently. They went and they dropped all 3 at one time.
Yeah.
Now, the funny part is, we've seen the actor who plays Calypso in this. We've seen him in several things, but I would assume he's best known for people who've watched Gotham because he played Victor Zsasz.
And now being Metamorpho.
Yep. So he's continuing on in the DC universe. So there's a good cast for this. I did find that there were some twists and turns in this that had me a little confused. So, Jimmy, what was your take on it before we kind of deep dive in?
Let me tell you, I just cracked up every time watching Sweet Tooth. I mean, he's like, Stu, come here, you little son of a bitch. And he's like, you know what? You're getting violent now? I'm going to adopt you. But him, John, who we all find out what his real name is. Isn't that right, Wheezy? Oh, wait. That would have been his mother if he was a Jefferson. But then he got his crazy... The crazy thing is, if you notice, he got his wish in a scary way towards the end.
That's the thing, though. When it comes down to it, if you look up the history of Calypso with his wishes, he grants your wish. If your wish is a violent, like, evil wish... he has no problem giving you that wish. He may add a little extra to it, but for the most part, evil wishes are granted no problem. If you have a wish that's supposed to be good, natured, and beneficial to people,
he screws you out of
He
that.
twists everything. So he's basically a corrupt genie.
And if you notice what network he went to pitch this,
NBC
in 2000.
Well, considering the fact that it was
Peacock show.
Yeah. And the funny thing was, though, he brought up the idea for Twisted Metal, but the game came out, if I'm not mistaken, because it was on the PlayStation 1 originally. It was more, I would say, early to mid 90s.
Yeah.
So there was a lot going on there. So there's a lot of stuff. We're going to drop some spoilers in the conversation because it's a show. I know it's new, and we try to stay as spoiler-free as we can, but this is one we kind of have to drop the spoiler warning, and we're going to be doing a discussion because we're really diving deep into this one. Now, what was one of your standout character from this season? Like, who was the person? Mayhem?
Mayhem. Because every time she says, oh yeah, I know this. No, she didn't.
I had to look up who that actress is, and she played one of the Big Show's daughters on his Netflix show, The Big Show. Yep.
But another one was Grimm.
Yeah, and the introduction of Grimm was very interesting. The effects that they used was hilarious because for Grimm, his character steals the souls of other characters, and when people are watching him do it, they see nothing. But when you're seeing it from his perspective, you can see like their souls being sucked out of the bodies. It's one of those things where you're just like, this is absolutely ridiculous. Even when you see Calypso using his powers, it was like people who are looking from the outside are like, what the hell is going on? This just looks ridiculous. And
He brings John Beer when they first meet.
oh yeah.
Years ago.
But you get to see, he makes some very interesting references that Calypso is supposed to be like some, like, almost immortal, like, deity, because
He was back in the Pilgrims.
yeah, he brings up Roanoke, which Roanoke is historically, was also used in other works of fiction, but was a town that was known, Roanoke was known that all of a sudden one day all of the villagers were just gone.
Gone.
And that plays a part in a lot of different stories, one of which would be Stephen King's Storm of the Century. They did a Batman and Spawn crossover comic that involved
Roanoke.
yeah. So there's a lot of history. So they took some interesting things out of there. So using Roanoke as a historical point and making that a reference was interesting. Now, one of the things that I got a little confused on, because I was wondering the correction of the wish, because each person could only make one wish.
Yeah.
So it was one wish per car. Now,
Per driver. Yes.
well, per car.
Yeah.
Because you figure Sweet Tooth had two people, and he could only make one wish. Although he didn't make a wish, which when I found that one out,
He took
I was
a whiz as he's taking them.
which when watching that later on, after seeing what had happened before that, I got a little sick because it was kind of disgusting. Where John and Quiet made, it was supposed to be Quiet's wish, because her entire run for this is her goal. She wishes that all the walls would come down,
Yep.
so there wouldn't be the walled cities and the outsiders. And John had gotten a chance to meet his long lost sister. They reunited. They actually had like some kind of bond.
Yep.
And she doesn't make it.
No.
She doesn't make it, and so when he's tempted with the wish and makes his own wish about bringing his sister back. Now, good story point,
Yeah.
but now he feels guilty because he made a second wish, and they only have one car. They're driving roadkill. The car roadkill, all of a sudden, now there's two of them.
After the after party.
Yeah, but it confused me after their prom because they had two roadkills. So you got two versions of the exact same car. They both made wishes, but prior to that, Calypso said he was going to they could correct the wish. They just had to drink from the well.
And that's after Sweet Tooth peed in it.
But we didn't know that.
We didn't know that until afterwards.
Yeah. So, a little disgusting there. But I was kind of wondering if one of them won and the other one didn't. It's like, would they have to have gone head to head and taken each other out? Because they were both originally driving in Roadkill,
Yep.
and then they both got a version of Roadkill. So it's one of those things where it was like, what was going on with that? So there was a little bit of confusion for that part of it. But I think having two different versions of Roadkill, it was the same car, they had the same gimmicks. So they pulled off some great road stunts with those vehicles.
Raven's car was sick.
Oh, yeah. She had the more futuristic car with a shield, which they.
Wait a minute. You got shit? No.
Yep, Calypso. Seeing Calypso like using his powers to deactivate the shield, there was a lot of stuff going on. Now, one of the characters I thought was interesting was Axel.
Yes. The hands.
You see Axel, the human car, where two giant wheels. He's on a platform in between the wheels with his with mechanical arms, in more mechanical hands, driving the car. It was always a weird image in the games, and then they brought out a character of Minion, which I had to look up because I had no clue, because Minion wasn't in, I think, the first couple of games.
No.
So there was a lot going on, and there is a season 3.
Thank God.
I IMDb, there looks like there is listed for a 3rd season. So I'm thankful because I don't like starting new shows because I'm always worried they're going to get canceled.
I know.
And like, for an example, The Big Show. He had his show, The Big Show on Netflix. I liked it. I enjoyed the first season. They made it look like it was coming back. They did like a holiday episode, and then it was just done.
Disappeared.
And I don't like that. Papa's House got canceled. Didn't really care for the fact that they canceled the show I was really enjoying.
Season.
It's like we said it previously that they don't give shows the chance that they used to have on regular syndication of television. So it's a shame.
I still remember when, for certain networks, if you knew a show wasn't going to last and everything, they would switch it to a day, like if it was on ABC or CBS, they put it on a Thursday because, of course, NBC, must-see TV. What's everybody watching? NBC. But that's what, and even Fridays, they put it on Friday. Why? Because nobody was home Fridays a lot of times.
Well, Fridays was the killer once the TGIF. After TGIF, they went Friday nights was the killer, which is one of the reasons where everyone knew Fox, if they put a show on Friday nights, it was meant to die. They were trying to kill it.
That's right. Didn't they do that to Firefly?
Yep. And Firefly was even aired out of order. You know, when a show is dying, they seem to dump episodes and everything. During this break, I've spent some time watching some stuff on Amazon Prime. And one of the things that I noticed while watching on
Drew Carey.
Yep. Drew Carey show is a prime example. They got 8 seasons in. Season 8, they were still telling a story. And it still kept going linear. Once they got to season 9...
It just bounced all over the place.
Oh, it didn't just bounce all over the place. There was no continuity whatsoever. The episodes were aired out of order. So when they show it on Amazon, where you're watching one of their channels where they're showing a full series of the show, you know, the Drew Carey show, you get to see season 9... they're showing them in the air date order. So they're out of order. They don't make any sense. The production quality dropped so badly that you can see the boom mic in shots when they change camera angles. You can see the other camera.
Live too?
Yes, but he had specific episodes that were live episodes because that was while he was still hosting Whose Line Is It Anyway? So that's the thing. There was a lot of stuff going on, but they just tanked the production towards the end. So I didn't want to see that happening, especially with a show like Twisted Metal. And I'm glad that they're taking the time. There are some video game properties that can be made into a TV show or a movie.
Anime.
Yep. And I'm going to pose a question to you. So I'm going to ask Jimmy first, and then we're going to leave it up to everyone else.
You can email us at
dragoonslayerpodcast@gmail.com. That's all one word. Dragoon is spelled with 2 O's. That's dragoonslayerpodcast@gmail.com. Now, the question that I want to ask is there a video game that you would like to see made as a TV show or a movie? And when you do, for those who are going to respond in email or in the comments section, please make sure you tell us if you want it as a show or you want it as a movie. You give us the name of the video game, and then this way we can have a discussion about it, maybe on the next episode, depending on how many responses we get. Now, Jimmy, what do you think is a show or movie that could be made from a video game that you would want to see?
Gauntlet.
Gauntlet?
Gauntlet.
Okay.
I would put that as a show.
Okay.
Whether it be anime or live.
I can see that. 4 main characters, sword and sorcery. As a series, I think that would actually be a good idea. Yeah. You know, that's one of those things where there's not really a ton of backstory, so they've got a lot that they can play with.
Yeah.
Now, I'm honest about it. I would prefer a series rather than a movie for Mass Effect. It's what I honestly believe would get the most bang for its buck, and you don't even have to start with the game. You can start with one of the books.
Yeah.
Because there are books that were written that take place before and in between the games. Now, the fourth book, not good, and a lot of inconsistencies, changed writers, so I wouldn't say that one, but any of the others, I would think as a series, you'd be able to really get the character development, the growth. Now, I would say probably best for a streaming platform, more, I would say, kind of on par with HBO or Amazon.
Okay.
That's where I would think I would want to see it as a series.
Now, what about his one? Metal Gear Solid.
See,
Metal Gear.
I don't know enough about it because I wasn't really a fan of like the stealth kind of gameplay. But I mean, we've had like certain things, and I think it could work. But we've already had a few of like the Tom Clancy stuff. Mm-hmm. So what is like similar to Splinter Cell? You figure, what was it,
that was Ryan. Jack Ryan was.
But that was
Hunt for Red October and all that, and he just expanded.
Yes, but it was part of the
books.
But it was in the video games as well for the franchise. So there were a lot of different things, and you know, we watched Secret Level when it came out on Amazon, and Secret Level did give like little hints that they could do stuff with some of the games being brought as a show. So we do have to ask listeners, which game would you like to see as a show or a movie, and tell us what you would want to see, a show or a movie. Because I think some games could work better as a movie than they would as a show, but then there are other ones where you might want to drag it out longer by having them be able to do more character development. You know, the Resident Evil franchise, I think, works well as a movie. Mm-hmm. Silent Hill, I believe, works really well as a movie, and I think the Silent Hill movies are underrated.
I think Rampage did pretty good as a movie. It was funny, but it did well.
I don't know how many people actually saw that, but you know, I don't want to talk too much about anything that has Uwe Boll's name on it, seeing as how he likes to challenge people to fights when you criticize his work. If you notice, we haven't picked an Uwe Boll movie to do, and there's a reason for that. I'm legally disabled. I'm not getting into a fight with a guy who found legal tax loopholes to make bad movies and still make money. You know, it's an interesting thing, but I mean, there are movies that he did make that they could have been, if they would have been in different hands, I think could have been better. It's just a matter of what we'd want to see. And I didn't think it was too bad for Until Dawn. You watched it, right, Jimmy?
Yeah.
And it wasn't as terrible as people made it out to be. If you didn't play the game, I get it. People just wanted the game. Mm-hmm. But the game was already cinematic enough as it is. And you're not going to be able to get those same actors back because they're all older now. So it just kind of is what it is. But I really do want to know what people want to see for a video game turned into a live action movie or series. And I say live action because that's the key thing. Because we could pretty much make almost anything if we went animated.
Yep.
But I know, like most people said, like Lord of the Rings, The Lord of Rohan was basically like too compressed. The pacing, like there were some issues with it that people had. But I still have to really sit down and watch that one.
Agreed.
And before I make like an overall decision for myself. Now, we do have to touch on one show before we go on to the second series that we were planning on, but we're going to talk about the return of Peacemaker.
Yes.
Had to do it. There's no way around it.
No.
Because, frankly, it's John Cena's farewell tour with WWE. Mm-hmm. It's his retirement year. And, frankly, I love the character of Peacemaker.
Oh, yeah.
You know, they did the anime of the Suicide Squad isekai and they put Peacemaker in there, mm-hmm. but he wasn't John Cena's Peacemaker.
No.
It was a different version. It didn't resonate as well with me, and I never actually finished The Suicide Squad isekai?
I finished the isekai.
I'm glad you did, because I didn't.
It was very interesting and everything like that. I'm going to be honest. If they bring out a season 2, I look forward to it.
Yeah.
Because they need to.
But in the meantime, we got Peacemaker season 2.
Yes.
Now, nothing was going to beat the intro for season 1.
No.
Season 2's opening is cute.
Yes.
It's fun, but it's not the same as Wigwam's Do You Want to Taste It?
Yep.
So there's a difference with the song. The song choice, it's not as like catchy, but it is a fun dance number. Yeah. I haven't seen people like since the new season dropped, people aren't doing the dance like they did for season 1. So it really shows a little something there, but James Gunn said it before he released Peacemaker season 2. He said he would have liked to have kept Superman in the box office longer, but Peacemaker ties in with the DC universe that James Gunn is creating. So you needed to see Superman before. So Superman is actually available as a rental on Amazon.
I was actually shocked that it finally hit there. I'm like, oh wow.
No, that's the thing. I was shocked that it came early, but when James Gunn made the announcement that it was because it ties in and he wanted to keep the connection so people wouldn't be lost.
I mean, I was pleased that now they're releasing Thunderbolts to Disney Plus right now.
Well, it was one of those things.
They waited,
but
it's good.
The thing is, everything goes to Amazon as a rental first before it goes to its streaming home. Mm-hmm. Now, I'm enjoying the 2 episodes as of the time of recording this that have come out with Peacemaker season 2. Jimmy, what are you thinking so far?
Okay, first off, since we've already talked about Superman, I still crack up that he made a cameo in Superman. Bad mouthing Superman.
Come on, let's be real for a second here. Peacemaker would have talked shit about Superman, but did you notice the actual change up at the very beginning of the first episode?
Thank you.
Yep.
I was just going to say that. Did you notice
the Snyderverse has been clipped?
Yes. I was telling someone, it's funny, I was telling somebody today, watch the ending because I haven't seen. Now, you notice they're putting them on TNT before season 2. They were putting them on. I'm wondering where this is. I'm wondering if they still kept it, if they did a Lucas in a way, if you know what I mean.
I would have to go back and take a look at the end of season 1 to see about the change. I don't think that they did make any change to the season.
No, but just that ending of that episode. Yeah. That's the only thing I would look at. But the beginning that just previously on last season on Peacemaker.
Yep.
And it explained about him a bit, but now they've expanded since they've introduced twice already. Senior.
Yep.
Rick Flag Senior. Now they had to expand on him in this second episode.
Yeah.
Spoiler alert.
Well, no, listen, expanding on a character is not really a spoiler because...
No, if anybody didn't see.
Yes, but, listen, it's not about Rick Flag. No. It's Rick Flag Sr. Mm-hmm. Sr. is the character that's been brought in. We're not telling you what he's doing, but just all you said was they're expanding on the character.
Yeah.
There's nothing spoilery about that.
I mean, and now it's his third show also, if you notice, because he was Creature Commandos.
Yep.
He's in Superman.
Yep.
Because he's appointed to August.
Yep.
And now he's in Peacemaker.
Yep. And that's the thing. James Gunn's universe, I think, actually makes more sense in the small bit of it that we've gotten so far. Mm-hmm. It's more cohesive as an actual universe. And I think Gunn is doing this because he's doing more of a slow rollout.
Yes.
And he's already said that Blue Beetle fits more of the tone of his DC universe, so we're probably going to see Jaime Reyes back. within this, and it will probably be Jolo, because I think he's also doing an animated thing as well.
Good.
Now, the thing is, like, when it comes to Peacemaker, love John Cena. Like, he has great comic timing and stuff, but you're getting to see some really interesting stuff from him because Peacemaker's letting him go and do a little more serious and introspective while still being goofy.
He was doing what? He was smoking crack?
No.
No.
He did a few lines. And we're not going into anything because
please, kids, don't do drugs.
And if you do it responsibly.
And say no to crack, especially pick up your pants.
Exactly. Wear a belt, kids. Seriously. I'm getting sick and tired of walking around and seeing people like nobody wearing a belt. But no, the thing is that it's like they're really allowing like season 2 of Peacemaker to really go and explore like the mentality of the character, and that's within 2 episodes.
Yeah,
they're like you're getting some more psychological elements to things, but it's not losing out on the heart that they had in the first one.
The 11th Street kids, they're expanding their characters more, including Vigilante.
Oh yeah,
Alex.
You know, it's fun. There are so many different versions of Vigilante in the DC universe. I will never forget the first version of Vigilante that I remember, which was Justice League Unlimited, and it was the cowboy.
Yeah.
Yep.
People forget about that. He was a cowboy then. I'm looking for this masked guy with the goggles on.
But that's a different Vigilante.
Exactly.
And that one was closer to the Vigilante that showed up in Arrow.
Yeah.
Now, so far, I'm loving this. I can't wait to see how far they go with Peacemaker. Because using the idea of alternate universes and dimensional portals and stuff, they touched on it with Superman. We're getting into it a little bit more. But I will say, my favorite thing within these first 2 episodes, you'd think I'm going to say the orgy. You would think. No. Eagly.
Yes.
Eagly is amazing. I love the eagle character of Eagly.
Let me tell you something. First, he expands with Rocket Raccoon. Then he goes to Crypto, who did a freaking Hulk Loki in Superman, which I thought was absolutely Oscar worthy.
Listen, you don't fuck with a dog.
No, I was still waiting for the dog to go. Silly mortal.
Listen, we're literal. Like, Luthor in Superman was actually lucky that Superman was the one that got to him to get to Crypto, and it wasn't Supergirl. Because
she would have been drunk.
No, she would have probably like put a hole through Luthor's head because of the fact that it's like that's her dog, which is funny because I believe she had a cat, Screechy.
Yeah.
Weird names for pets, but you know.
But Eagly, it's like he don't like anybody, does he? Except for Chris.
Even Peacemaker, he kind of pushes off a little bit, but then again, that's because it's like he loves him, but he's a little too rough with him, I think.
You have a portal room? Yeah, I let Eagly stay in there when it's cold outside.
I let him fly around
when it's cold outside.
When it's too cold to take him outside. Like,
how crazy was that mask?
Yes, but every single pet owner, if they had a dimensional doorway for a pocket dimension where they could let their pet run around outside because it's too cold to take the dog for a walk, you know how many people would do that?
All of them.
Exactly.
Oh wait, did you notice how he treated the alien?
Oh yeah.
Shut the fuck up.
No, that was 2 episodes. The first episode, he was really nice, and the alien never said hello, didn't wave, just kind of gave him an attitude.
Doesn't say hello.
So he kind of got what he deserved.
He got it.
Now,
bless you.
Thank you. Excuse me. But no, so it's one of those things where so far, Peacemaker Season 2 is exactly what I was looking for.
Yes.
I went into watching it and being like, I don't know what James Gunn's going to do. I have faith that he's not going to fuck it up, but he really did go and give us what we were looking for.
Yeah.
Although I was not expecting the orgy that early on.
I wouldn't expect the orgy. I didn't expect Hardcore to get her ass kicked. I figured she would have beat the shit out of everybody in the...
That's the thing, though. The funny part is, you'd think the orgy was all in his head because he did a lot. He was doing some lines.
No.
So, no. That was actually all happening around him.
Can you tell everybody to start leaving?
Yeah,
Sure.
I swear, it's like we know John Cena can't be wrestling this entire time if he's got to film stuff. But at the same time, I'm also sitting there thinking, like, can we give him a break so he can promote this? I need him walking around, like, even just showing up at an arena, taking off the Peacemaker outfit and putting it, like, in his bag. And, like, have somebody steal it in WWE just as like a little gag where it's like, or have R-Truth come out wearing the Peacemaker.
Hey, I would expect Rey Mysterio to come out in a Peacemaker mask.
I believe there was a thing they said that they had to ask some of the wrestlers to tone down their references, and Rey Mysterio is one of them, because they were getting like cease and desists about the masks and the costumes because they were too close to some of the characters.
Well, I remember years ago...
His Joker mask.
The Joker mask, the Captain America.
Yep.
And he did the Flash. But out of the three of them, the Flash is the only one that was made into a figure, because you remember that they used to have a Carolines.
Yeah.
They had the wrestlers there, CM Punk and all that, Kane.
Yep.
But they also in between had Mattel talk about the figures. And people were asking, are we going to see this one? Are we going to see this one and everything? And that's what the masks came up besides the Hart family.
Yep. Now, let's move on because we've got to talk about Wednesday.
How about Thursday?
No, Wednesday.
We're going to talk about it now.
We're going to talk about Wednesday.
Yes.
Exactly.
On Friday. Or is it Saturday?
As of recording this on a Friday, but the episode will not be available until a Sunday, we're talking about Wednesday.
Yes.
Now, I have to say, I got really excited watching just the first episode. I didn't pay attention to the opening credits, so I wasn't looking at who was going to be in the episode, and then I got really excited and very happy to see Billie Piper is in this season.
Yes, as the music teacher.
Yes, and Billie Piper was a musician, and she's an actress. But she's best known as Rose Tyler from Doctor Who with Eccleston and David Tennant. And frankly, I love Billie Piper. She is absolutely amazing. She is my favorite companion when it comes to Doctor Who.
The next Doctor.
She was. That was how it ended.
I know.
With her face.
Yep.
But no, so having her there, but then how many cameos have you seen within the 4 episodes that came out for the first half?
What is there, about 5 or 6, maybe even 7?
Well, you figure they got Christina Ricci to come back, so you have the original Wednesday again.
Mm-hmm.
You also have one of the teachers, and
Christopher Lloyd
is a head in a jar,
aka Uncle Fester.
Yep, the original Uncle Fester from the 90s. Can't say really original because there was the series and everything else.
Yes.
But I believe most of that cast, other than John Astin, has all passed away.
Yeah.
So I'm surprised we haven't really seen him. But
he could come back. He could come back as Steve Buscemi's father.
Yeah, but they brought in Steve Buscemi as the new principal of the school.
I like him.
It's a little weird.
Yeah, but he's cool.
Yeah, but we've gotten now, and then we also had Heather Mazzarano.
Heather Matarazzo.
Thank you for correcting me on that one because I was.
AKA Lily from The Princess Diaries, my fur baby.
Yeah,
that's her name.
But
Lily Moskowitz.
well, remember, she was also on the original series of Roseanne towards the end. She had a great career when it came to doing a bunch of independent
part of the
movies.
Hostel franchise.
But also Welcome to the Dollhouse back in the day. So she's done like a lot of stuff. So it was it was great to see her popping up in this. So they've done an amazing job with bringing everyone together for this.
And then having more in depth with Gomez and Morticia, which I thought was cool. And then you see, do you know who her mama is? Her mother is.
Who is it?
She's from Absolutely Fabulous. That's Joanne. I can't think of her. Think of her name. But she's from Absolutely Fabulous.
See, this is the problem with what we do, because we do this right off the top of our heads. We don't have a script, so we're not looking at the names.
I know.
Immediately.
I had to look at it. I'm like, who is this woman? Is Wednesday? That's Mama.
Yeah.
And
so
then next thing you know, I looked it up, and I'm like, oh my God, it is her. Joanna Lumley.
Okay.
Oh, and she's originally from Absolutely Fab, because that show is amazing. And everybody's asking the question now.
Don't forget to hydrate, people.
Is Gaga coming in the next half? But we don't know yet, because if you watch
the next half, but if I'm not mistaken, the next half starts on September 3rd. So by the time that this comes out, it will be available for everyone to watch the last 3 episodes of the season. Because
3 or 4, I think.
Yeah, 3 or 4. I can't tell.
2, 3 or 4. That's how many lumps he wants.
How many lumps? Oh, give me 3 or 4. That's a lot of lumps. Nah, but that's the thing. Wednesdays, they're doing a great job with this. Like, I love the fact that these are the guys that did Smallville. Like, they started off, they were doing Smallville. They've done other things. Alan Miles do a great job.
Are doing very good.
Yep.
They get.
Sorry if I sound a little familiar, but it's like you hear it, but you hear them enough when you listen. If you listen to the Talkville podcast, and you hear Michael Rosenbaum constantly is like Alan Miles, so it's like you kind of just like they feel like family members at that point.
Basically, I mean, you have they've done Smallville. You got Shonda Rhimes on there doing her stuff there. You got even the man himself from Glee doing all his stuff on there now with everything. It's basically, it's not like a dumping these directions. No, they're picking like, you did something good. Come here.
But the thing is too, like looking at Wednesday, they've basically gone, and there was like a bunch of rumors and stuff that Jenna Ortega and what's the girl who's supposed to be her best friend?
Oh, Enid?
Yeah.
Enid's supposed to be
like there was supposedly like some tension, but before watching it and you hear like these rumors, but when you're watching the episodes, it's not that it doesn't look like there's tension. It looks more like
Emma Myers.
Yeah, Emma Myers and Jenna Ortega. It doesn't look like, they seem like, they seem kind of standoffish and stuff. If you look at the way the story's going, it's all about trying to keep Enid safe, so it's keeping her friend from getting killed.
Yeah.
So you're like, come on, like they're gonna seem like they've pushed her off to the side because, of course, Wednesday's not going to be asking for help from the person that she's trying to protect because she also doesn't want to seem like she cares.
That's how her characters.
Yep. But they've rolled in a lot of the characters. They've like brought people together.
Fred Armisen as Uncle Fester he's hysterical. Anything he does, Fred Armisen. I mean, SNL
I wouldn't say everything he does.
Portlandia was cute. You gotta have a dry, dark humor.
I have a dark sense of humor, but that one just wasn't for me.
That was cute. I liked it.
Yeah, it wasn't for me, but it is what it is. But now it just turns out like we're sitting there and we're watching like the growth of the character, and I think the character development that they're doing for Wednesday works really well. And I think them spacing this out actually was a good thing. Now, I'm usually one of these people that I'm like, I hate waiting week to week. Give me everything so I can watch it in one go. Because I will watch things over and over and over again. The problem also tends to be like we're not seeing physical media anymore. So it's harder for me to sit down and watch things over and over again.
You get sick of half the time watching over and over. I was discussing that with my wife. How many times can you watch the same Big Bang Theory, Golden Girls, Mike and Molly, Roseanne? Everybody
Well, the Golden
But I love every. But I can watch
hang on
the
a second,
clips
hang on.
on the YouTube.
But
with them.
the Golden Girls, you can never get tired of.
No, I can never because I love Sophia.
Yeah, and
I love Sophia and
just
Rose.
so everyone knows, before it leaves, and hopefully by the time this comes out, it is not left Netflix, but The Good Place is leaving Netflix, which is a shame because that was an absolute amazing show.
Well, it might even hit what do you call it? It's an NBC. You might even hit Peacock.
Yeah, I don't want to pay for another streaming platform.
I know.
Especially because I was only paying for Peacock for any PLEs. And
That don't cost you $100,000.
exactly. But the funny part is, when you actually look at what's been going on, Peacock is basically going and it's there. But now, WWE, when Clash at Paris is done as of this weekend, while we're recording this, when that finishes, they've now fulfilled their contractual obligations with Peacock. So instead of having to wait until 2026 to worry about ESPN, they're forcing us to have to worry about it now. So if you're a wrestling fan and you're not a sports fan for other sports,
Dave and Buster says AEW when it comes out.
you know what?
Go there.
I'm going to say it's like this is going to be the point where WWE might be pushing their luck and pushing more people to AEW because I don't jump into AEW, but that's only because too many things to watch. I figure I'll just go with one. Go with what I know. But when you do something like that, now you're forcing me to go to the other option because I'm not going to be able to watch the
Listen,
others.
I went to the other option. I watched the highlights, and all I know is this. Bob was an entrance music years ago. Yes, the Young Bucks used Bop, and I could not stop laughing when London in the O2 Arena started singing along to the Young Bucks. And Kenny Omega's in the ring going, I could not stop laughing.
That hurts my
And
soul.
that was no. They're playing their gimmick amazing.
I know, but it hurts my soul. Little of it that I have left.
We have souls? No. We just have hearts that just go beep.
Barely.
Beep, beep. But they haven't said, that's all, folks.
Yeah.
They won't.
No. So right now, though, Wednesday,
Yes.
like really looking forward to the second half, and we will be discussing the second half, and we will continue on exploring more of Peacemaker.
Yes.
As the season progresses.
We will also announce, this way you know, we're going to give you a spoiler. We will touch after Thanksgiving, after Christmas, and in the 2026 year, we will discuss Stranger Things.
Yes.
The final season.
Because they're coming out holidays, Halloween, Thanksgiving.
No, the day before Thanksgiving.
No, it's Black Friday.
Yes. No, they're doing the day. The
The
Wednesday
second
before.
part.
That's the first part.
Yeah, no.
Yeah, because it's that, Christmas, and then New Year's.
This is just.
I know, but go
Especially
figure.
because now I'm going to have to go through a rewatch before because it's been so long in between.
You can watch Eddie doing Master of Puppets.
Of course.
Which is still amazing.
Oh,
and then you can look like, wait a minute, that's Johnny Storm?
Yeah. It's the same way if you were to go back and you were to watch late 90s episodes of General Hospital, you would find Michael B. Jordan
Yep.
because he was actually a soap opera kid.
Who knew that all these people would be soap opera kids doing this, that, and
Yep.
every other thing?
So now, before we let everybody go, Jimmy, you want to tell everybody how they can get in touch with you?
Yes, you can. Reach out and touch somebody's hand. No, I'm only kidding. All right, you can reach me, everybody. Thank you very much. At my Blue Sky, which is James925. Snapchat, JamesSI0925. Instagram and Threads, James H_the4th, all in lowercase. James Haynes IV on Facebook, TikTok James0925. Special shout out to a gentleman who I got to meet at the ever popular but never replicated Secret Stash. His name is David Byrne, and he does a comic you would enjoy. This called Steak. I got the 6th issue and the 7th issue, and the 7th issue is done by my man Michael Schwartz's artist, and there they have a picture up called Hammered. And what is it? It's Armored, but it's done with Jay and Silent Bob, and he got to autograph it for me. But Steak, and I know you'd like it, they have a 1 to 6 is the first issue, which they autograph. When vampires announce their presence in the world by live streaming murders, this girl goes out and starts hunting vampires under the internet monitor called Steak, S-T-A-K-E. Not beef, but steak. I know. And just a reminder, everybody, BoobTube Toys, you can catch him on boobtubetoys.com. You need any Superman, Fantastic Four, your Funko, Wednesday, anything we've talked about, including even, they just announced it on Funko already, the K-pop Demon Hunters have already become 5 Funkos.
Not surprising.
I know. And so get in touch with Heath, go on his webpage, go on his Instagram. He'll be looking forward to you and everything. And anybody going to Comic-Con that doesn't need a Saturday ticket, which we'd like to use, so email us. Thank you.
And you can email us at dragoonslayerpodcast@gmail.com. That's all one word. Dragoon is spelled with 2 O's. That's dragoonslayerpodcast@gmail.com. Jimmy would like a ticket for Comic-Con, so especially for the Saturday, but if you can make it happen in any day, please let Jimmy know, and I will let Jimmy know.
Sunday.
Yep. So
I know.
now, everybody, if you want to get in touch with me, this is the easiest way of doing it. You can send us an email at dragoonslayerpodcast@gmail.com. All one word. Dragoon is spelled with 2 O's. That's dragoonslayerpodcast@gmail.com. You can find me on all of my socials. Blue Dragoon 13. That's on Blue Sky, Snapchat, Instagram. You can also find the threads for Blue Dragoon 13. You got the YouTube channel, the Twitch channel. All of my links have my link tree that takes you to the Discord group that you can join up there, and you can help us build a community there so we could try to do some community events and stuff. But you can also make sure you follow Dragoon's Lair Official on Instagram and Threads. Not only that, but you figure I'm on Blue Sky, so we got to make sure we plug that one as well. So Blue Dragoon 13, constantly Blue Dragoon 13. So it's the easiest way to find me is Blue Dragoon 13. I'm typically on just about all the socials, trying to figure out how to get more done for Skylight Social, and so we can get something on there going as well.
And don't forget, I got all 10 of my We Are Family episodes on Tubi.
Yep, that's right. On Tubi, you can watch Jimmy on We Are Family, so make sure you check that out. We appreciate each and every one of you joining us once again for Season 4. Things are going to get more and more interesting as this season of the Dragoon's Lair podcast continues on, and we don't want you to miss out on any of it. And the best way to be able to keep track is to make sure you subscribe on all of our socials for all the notifications of when the new episodes drop. You can listen to the Dragoon's Lair podcast on Spotify, iHeartRadio, Amazon Podcast, Apple Podcast, even on Audible. You can also watch the episodes on my YouTube channel, Blue Dragoon 13. You can watch the episodes of the Dragoon's Lair podcast 1 week later after they have already aired audibly. And just so you know, if you can't wait, you can listen to us and watch us on Spotify, because Spotify is the home of the Dragoon's Lair podcast video versions before they go out to YouTube. And not only that, make sure you like, share, subscribe, leave us comments and make sure you leave us a review in iTunes so that people know how to find us. And if you're enjoying the podcast, please share us with everyone you know and drop us a like. Let us know. Leave us a comment. Make sure you send Jimmy some love and give him some comments. Let him know what he's doing good. Let him know what he's doing wrong. And if you have any recommendations whatsoever, please make sure you email us or leave us a comment on the show notes, descriptions, anything. Let us know so that this way, if you have something that you think you want us to watch, let us know and we'll tell you what we think about it. Because if you go and you do subscribe, and if you, give us a tip, buy us some coffee, maybe we'll watch it. Maybe it'll move up to, maybe it'll be a priority. And if you have anything you'd like for us to advertise, please reach out and email us at dragoonslayerpodcast@gmail.com, and we will have no problem discussing with you our terms of actually doing any kind of advertising, because frankly, I don't like advertising things I don't use. But if you've got something cool that I might like, I'm more than willing to check that out. So with that being said, I want to thank each and every one of you for returning to the Dragoon Slayer podcast, because without you, we're just shouting into the void. And with that being said, you don't have to go home. You can't stay here. Now get out.
Later, dudes.